Okay, so we are live. Please let's go and share the video. Perhaps to invite some people who might be interested in joining the discussion online to come join us and contribute to the discussion. So, hello, you're welcome to Opinion Sharers. If you're seeing and can hear me, please help us share the link, help us share the video, especially if you're on Facebook. We are also live on Twitter, we are live on YouTube as well. Please share. It's Opinion Sharers, where we share opinions of citizens, views of citizens on various topical issues that is happening, especially in Nigeria and Africa. Since most of us are Nigerians, that's why we talk about Nigeria in most cases. We also talk about other African issues that concern other African nations. But tonight we're going to be talking about the recent Nigerian election. We'll be talking about participation. I am actually intrigued by the level of participation that this election garnered. And I think it is worthy to talk about it, some of the issues that we have noticed as a result of that election. But no doubt, we have to give it to the citizen participation both online and offline. So that's kudos to all the citizens who engaged and participated in this election to make it, what we have so far. So we are going to be talking about the the positive aspect of the behaviors that we have seen and the negative aspect of it. So once again, I'm saying help us share the link if you're there. If you can see me and can hear my voice, and this is something you are interested in, please help us share it to your friends who might be able to join us and contribute. We'll be able to welcome opinions, whether people want to call in, may be able to give out my WhatsApp number, and then people might be able to also drop their comment on the comment section, and then we will see it and read it out. That's how you can contribute to the discussion today. So thank you very, very much. My guests tonight are Tosin Citizen Oluwatosin, and Michael. These are regular faces on this show. They need no introduction. Maybe Tunde might be joining us from Nigeria, maybe, hopefully. So let's go straight to the discussion. Michael, if you can hear me, can you please give us an idea of what's happening now in the country? We were here last week talking about how tension was still very high, but then what's happening this week? This week.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Apparently, the situation back home, I can say the tension is going down. However, today was expected rather, to be the gubernatorial election gubernatorial and state houses of assembly election. But unfortunately, unfortunately now, based on the injunction secured by INEC to actually reconfigure the Beavers machine. So the election has been postponed until 18th of March, which is next week Saturday. That's in 8 days time. However, there are reports about the possible occurrence of violence in some states, with Kano Rivers, Ebonyi, and should I say Lagos being in the list of those states where there's possibility that there may be occurrence of violence, and this is as a result of how the presidential elections turned out to be in the state. And if we recall, I think there is a court injunction that have sent the House leader, that's in person of Ado Dogoa, who represent a constituency in Kano State, due to should I say, the unfortunate incidents that happened that led to destruction of lives and properties. So there has been, I mean, sketchy reports here and there. However, Nigerians are really anticipating, looking forward to participating in the gubernatorial elections, and the atmosphere is relatively calm. However, the cash crunch and the fuel scarcity is biting hard on everyone, affecting businesses, and in fact, even myself, because of the show, I had to run back home just to actually lay hold of little cash from someone that promised me. So I had to use my last 100 naira to rush down to meet the person to go to collect money. Just to and how much what I got, I've exhausted it in the market. So we have been living in a very difficult and unfortunate situation because citizens, despite the court injunction, we have not had anything from the federal government, and we have not had anything from the CBN. So that has really affected the sellers in the market, the drivers, and even the fuel attendants as well, collecting the old naira notes because they felt like they don't want to be caught in the web of this naira crisis. So that has been the events happening at home. Thank you.
Okay, Michael, thank you very much. Like I started when I started opening this the opening discussion, I talked about how the engagement was fantastic, and Michael has just give us an idea of what's happening on ground. So, Michael, thank you. Generally, we last week, by this time last week when we were on the show, we know that the tension was high. You know, people were talking about perhaps there was going to be a protest, even though we saw Atiku, the presidential candidate of PDP, protesting in Abuja, but then I guess it was just for camera and for the for the newspaper guys. So it didn't go on for too long. So and I think relatively there has been peace, except for the cash crunch, which Michael just mentioned. So, Tosin, what's your observation regarding citizens' behavior during the election, the presidential election, and as it is still going on?
Yeah, good evening to all friends that are joining. Citizens' behavior, we should give, okay, by this time last week, tensions were higher, like we have said, tensions were high, and there was this feelings that violence might broke out and all that. But in all this, we must and we should appreciate uh, political parties, especially those ones that do not uh, APC, mostly Labour Party and PDP also, and especially Peter Obi for speaking to his followers, the obedient, calling them to order and asking them to be of best behavior, and that this mandate that he claims has been stolen from them will be retrieved back. We must comment that because if the election has gone the other way, especially for the people that were declared winner, we might guess what will have been happening by now. When some candidate lost election in 2011, we know what they called for and the riots that broke out after that election. So we must commend political party, especially the one that feel cheated in the last election, for being calm and especially calling their followers to order, telling their followers that they will put through in the court. We must commend them for that. We must also commend every Nigerian citizens, especially the obedient. As people in recent months have complained that they are abusive, they attack everybody and all that. After the election, even when they feel that their mandate is being stolen from them or the election did not go as it should, they still maintain a level of sanity. They still maintain peace. Their violence, I think, is only online. So they still maintain peace. And this is commendable because not a lot of people believe that by now we will not have violence in the country. So we must give kudos to Nigerian citizens at large that have maintained peace and orderliness.
Okay, that's good. That's true. We have to commend all the participants in the election who have helped maintain and calm the nerves. But then, okay, let me ask Michael. Michael, what's your observation in terms of participation and behaviors of the citizens in during this election?
Yes, we can say that there was a level, or there has been a level of comportment of citizens in polity, and this is as a result of, do I say, what the contestants and the leadership of various political parties have demonstrated. And you recall that prior to now, that I think there is interruption from citizens. Maybe you can. Okay, thank you. So, prior to now, the political parties, leadership, and the contestants at the national level, those, I mean, particularly those who contested presidency, they have actually signed peace accord, and same also it has been in at the subnational level, because I remember even I myself, I was involved in signing of peace accord by some gubernatorial candidates in some states. And these looking at how it has turned out to be at the national level, it appeared that the peace accord yielded the result. And because it was a multi-level approach that the National Peace Committee, headed by former head of state General Abdusalami Abubakar, and the likes of Bishop Matthew Azam Kuka, Bishop Cardinal Koge, the Sultan of Sokoto, and several other eminent Nigerians. They really got themselves involved to ensure that Nigeria was not going to be set ablaze before, during, and after the presidential election. And we must really commend the effort of these individuals, different individuals from across the country, different stakeholders. So to me, this is quite symbolic, and it has helped in no measure in actually dousing the tension that I mean we saw was building up in the country. And all of this set of individuals, they actually have their followers and large followership at that. So at least they were able to permeate, I mean, their followership, to make sure that okay, this is the best way to do this, this is the best way to do that. Except on few instances where we have seen some leaders also trying to actually should I say, instigate their own followers not to actually, I mean, all these needless expressions, so to say. So when we look at this, all of this side by side, we realize that the effort to mitigate crisis in the country was louder, or was more than the effort by perhaps maybe political elements to actually put the nation in a state in pandemonium. So we quite commend all these individuals, and we must equally commend the citizens who bought into their initiatives. However, we also saw that Nigerians, particularly, speaking, who spoke from ethnic and religious point of view regarding the election. To me, I felt yes, it's also a way of building our democracy. There is no effort, whether positive or negative, that occurred before, during, and after the election, that I can maybe say this person is right or this is wrong. I believe that democracy is a journey, and all of these efforts, whether from the positive side or from the negative side, they are part of the things that are really helping us to consolidate our democracy. And we should bear in mind that the advanced democracies that we have across the world today, though some people may want to disagree with me because I have had to engage some people in the conversation like this, they never got the journey of their democratic progress, but they never got it very easy. It wasn't funny. And you recall that the election that brought in President Donald Trump, the election that ousted Donald Trump, and the one that brought in what was the name of the president of United States? So Biden, Joe Biden. We saw what really happened, how the White House was somehow desecrated, and it was a big slap on the face of the United States. So we should see it as a journey. We are better off for it. And when we actually, continue to improve ourselves, get ourselves enlightened as we move into the next election, we see a better result than we have seen or than we are seeing at this moment. So I encourage Nigerians, irrespective of our ethnic or religious affiliation, to just make sure that the peace and cohesion, national stability remain, national peace remains the driving point, irrespective of how we may want to engage as we approach the 2027 general elections. However, I want to believe that the case of the the presidential election is still before the court. So whoever feels aggrieved, and we must really commend them for actually using the instrument of the law, which is the court, to actually seek regress for those who actually feel that they have been somehow cheated or disenfranchised or what have you. So we must commend them as well. It is not only to the person who is the winner. Again, nobody has actually lost in this election, so to say, is my personal opinion, irrespective of how some may want to feel, but it's part of the effort in actually making sure that our democracy is getting improved and revived. Thank you.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. So, moving forward, let's go to the attitudes, especially in this election. This is something that is obvious, that has been trending on social media. Maybe some people might ignore it, but I don't think we should ignore it. And that is the fact that there is a behavior which I would describe as undemocratic. Okay, which I would, I decry. I feel like it is barbaric, which is, it's antagonistic, and I don't think people should be putting up this kind of behavior on the internet, on the World Wide Web, right? Such that when you type something, it's not just you and the people that follows you that read it nowadays. The algorithm can actually take your tweet or your social media post to people whom you don't even know. People you're not necessarily following, who are not necessarily following you. All right. So this is we portraying ourselves on the internet. There is a particular quote here, a particular tweet here that I want to share on the screen so that we can look at it and talk about it. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, this is it. Can you see? Can you see the screen, right? Let me make it smaller. Just give me a few seconds. Let me. so we can focus on it. And yeah, so this is a tweet. This tweet is from one of the contestants, one of the presidential candidates in this election, all right, who tweeted and said, um, he said, I'm reading the second tweet. He said, I have just finished a personal survey of 100,000 exchanges on social media by youths and activists in relation to the 2023 election. 98%, I regret to report, contain insults, slurs, and abuses, not disagreement on any ideas, issues, or subject matters relevant to actual governance. All right. When I saw this, it's actually it's something that I have been observing myself. All right. So I am now, happy that somebody has actually taken his time, somebody who is invested in this election has taken his time to study it and said he has looked at as much as 100,000 people tweeting on Twitter alone, Twitter Nigeria. See, the beauty about Twitter Nigeria is that it is where you see whatever it is that is happening in the world of politics in Nigeria. You're able to see it, you're able to analyze what people are saying, you're able to see what is trending in that political space, or that space that has to do with Nigeria. So this person is saying he has actually sampled the opinion, sampled the tweets of about 100,000 people who are tweeting about this, or having different exchanges on the political the political situation in Nigeria. And majority of them has been, insult, has been literal attack, rather than going to point, rather than saying, oh, I disagree with you, and this is why I disagree with you. And I believe this is the beauty of politics. This is the beauty of democracy, whereby we can disagree, and it's okay to disagree. It's okay for you to support A and me support B, and that shouldn't resort to name calling, which is something that I've seen too common. It's too common in this election. I feel yesterday, my wife was playing a video. Oh, wait, I think it was me that was playing the video. By that a friend posted. One of these Nigerian Yoruba actress was the one that was in that video. Is her audio and some of her videos, was the amount of attack that she received. In fact, there was one particular one that I saw, I think a day before the election, a day to the election, there were 36,000 comments on her post. And what did she share? She shared the photo of the candidate that she was supporting. All right. And people were cussing her out. People were calling names. People were literally abusing her. In that audio voice, the audio message that I saw yesterday, she said people were writing to Netflix to pull down her video just because of this. All right. And these are Nigerians, and many of these people are actually abroad. That's what pains me in this. All right. People who this is our business, this is our career, our sweat. Okay. And you want her to be pulled down just because she didn't support the candidate you are supporting. So, I mean, this is something that I want us to look at, because we are all Nigerians. We are all invested in the country. We are all invested. We are all participants in this electoral process, one way or another. So, let's hear your views regarding this. Let's start with Michael, because it's according to how you guys are positioned on my screen.
Thank you for the opportunity again. It's quite worrisome that Nigerians, particularly some of us that are young people, could actually take the election not just from a very constructive point of view. Rather, it was on the basis of shared sentiment, either religious, political, or ethnic affiliation. And I took my time to actually discuss about it with some of my friends, and of course Sunday inclusive, to actually distill this conversation. And I think it boils down to the level of political education, civic education, that Nigerians that we have, and not being able to identify what issues should be in the front burner. Yes, it is good. We are all human beings. The sense of emotion, the sense of sentiment, either religious, core, or ethnic, and may want to set in, and it's led it has actually further widened the gap of national cohesion and has contributed to the fragile peace of the country. And it took God's intervention through the instrumentality of some eminent Nigerians to actually ensure that Nigeria was not actually led into another state of another calamity, so to say, in this last presidential election that was recently conducted, because people were not really engaging. It was more of a personality attack, and not actually addressing the issues. And when it appears that people are becoming quite constructive about the candidates they feel okay they are supporting, there is always a twist of hand or a twist of mouth that, okay, if your candidate is this, why is it that you are not saying about your candidate? So I felt all of those things are really needless to me. But the issue that should be of common interest to all of us, somebody shared something today and I posted it on my status. The train attack, the unfortunate tragedy that actually happened train accident, sorry, that happened in Lagos day before yesterday, that claimed the lives of some Nigerians, is actually something we really need to ponder on. Ponder in the sense that when that tragedy happened, there was actually a serious call for blood donation. And at this time, I felt that what was important, or what is important, because we still have some of them in hospital, is survivor of this set of individuals. So at that point, nobody was asking whether somebody is Hausa, whether somebody is Ibira, whether somebody is Yoruba, whether somebody is Efik, all of those things. What was needed actually was blood, to ensure that those people that have lost pounds of blood did not actually give up the ghost. So I felt, when I reflected over that, I felt our ethnicity went down the stream at that particular time. Our religious affiliation was nowhere to be found. What political affiliation at that point was never the issue. So I felt that that same sense of oneness should actually be our driving force when it comes to politics. Not necessarily saying that you are an Hausa man. Now just imagine if somebody who actually unfortunately was involved in that ghastly accident day before yesterday happened to be a member of let me for example APC, would you say because somebody who was going to donate blood to you happens to be a member of PDP, or a Muslim, or a non-aligned, even so to say, will you say the person should not donate blood to you? Because at that particular point, we are all begging for survival. So at this critical time in our national life, I also feel that we are begging for survival. The cash crunch does not know whether you are Hausa or Igbo. The cash crunch does not know whether, the first scarcity rather, does not know whether you are Hausa or Fulani or Ibiobio or Efik, or, any ethnic affiliation. So the first scarcity never recognized that. And even the insecurity and all of those, we can mention on and on. So I feel that our political education, our civic education, our socio-political orientation is not enough for us to separate issues, constructive issues, from the issues that has to do with our ethnic and the religious affiliation. And I only hope that as we walk in, because the journey to the 2027 general elections already began. Yes, there are issues of, okay, I'm being disenfranchised or I'm being neglected. All of those things, of course, it is dominant in our polity. But when it comes to issues that affect all of us, I beg to say, let us be more constructive. Let ethnicity, let religious affiliation but be the secondary, be no option to even consider. Rather, let us promote meritocracy as against mediocrity, and let us look out for individuals that will actually serve the common interest of the generality of Nigerians. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Michael. Tosin.
Okay, thank you very much. We, it is sweet. Can you hear me? Okay. Talking about how people behave after the election and the survey of this person and all. Well, it is his survey. So it's up to him what he got. And the survey is online. People abusing themselves and all. And on one social media platform, I'm not denying the fact that people are attacking each other on social media. If people are attacking themselves on social media and in town we have peace, which one do you want? Which one do we want? Crisis in the community or social media attack? Which one do we want? We must understand that the 2023 election is a make or may election. And we must understand also that the larger population of people we have in Nigeria are youth. Youth that in all their lives and all their existence have not had good governance. Youth that in all their lives they have been oppressed, they suffered. Many people go to school, they told them have good grade and you have good jobs. Have good grade and you have good life. Go to the university and you will have good life. And they have gotten all that and still they don't have good life. And what they face, oppression. What they face, seeing thugs that could not even write, I am Oluwatosin. Thugs that could not even introduce themselves, living the best life instead of citizens who have suffered to be educated, living their best life. And you think you will conduct the type of what we have on the 25th of February as election, and citizens were only attacking themselves online. We should give kudos to them if they are only attacking themselves online. And the country is not in flames by now. If the election have been announced otherwise, and some candidates that are jubilating or happy now, if it doesn't go their way, and such election on the 25th of February was conducted, are we guaranteed that we will have only violence online? Are we guaranteed that our streets will not be on fire by now? Even when they lost their state, we know the amount of violence that have ensued from that day till now. Ethnic attacking, even as much as gunmen going into a market of a particular ethnics, setting the market on fire and killing the security man on duty. So if people are only attacking people online, we should praise them, because the amount of suffering, the amount of shenanigans that has happened to an average Nigeria it's enough for any one of them to behave in. I don't support anybody being violent anyway, and I support constructive communication, and which I've been doing in all my contribution also, because before the election, during the election, and after election too, I've been putting out content there, even be interviewed by national TV, and so I don't support people attacking themselves. But see, we cannot tell people how to behave. The ways we deal with pains varies, as our faces are also different from each other. So is the way we deal with pains. You have talked about a particular actress supporting someone and people raising allegation and petition against her. Many other actresses are also supporting some other candidate and they are not raising petition against them. So she should question herself and her choice of candidate. She should question herself and her choice of candidate. If people see that you are supporting a particular candidate with questionable character and it's looking like money have changed hands, they can raise petition against you. Tons of other people are supporting different other candidates. Why are they not being attacked? Why are their movie on social media, on Netflix, on YouTube, why are their brand contracts not being? Because I've also seen posts. If the actress you're talking about is the same person I am thinking about, I've also seen posts, people calling on some brands that she's their ambassador to take back the ambassador's contract from her. So if people see that you are supporting a candidate that is not credible, a candidate that even you yourself cannot beat your chest and defend that candidate in totality in public or on social media, if people see you that you are supporting a candidate that is making life difficult for them, that they don't see a good life in their future with such candidates, if they see that, it's up to them. Many other candidates are supporting many other celebrities are supporting other candidates, and such allegations has not ensued. Although in their Nollywood, especially the Yoruba Nollywood, many people are attacking themselves up and down and all the way, and that is their stuff. But if people see that you are supporting a non-credible candidate, don't expect them to just look away from their future or the lives of their family, the life of their loved one be chattered by your candidate, and they will not do anything. No, they will react. They are going to react. And we should count ourselves being lucky till now that all the attacks that we are having is still on social media and our streets are not burning down. And I maintain that if some candidates that are smiling now, if this election has not gone their way, we might not have the relative peace that we have in the society. So we should give it to these people. There is no how citizens will not react, especially when they see that the election did not go as it is promised. In some instances, they are not even angry against the celebrity. No, the grievances is towards the electoral umpire, the electoral college of the country. But if they see you as a celebrity, as their public figure, and they see that you are pinching your tent with their oppressor, you are pinching your tent with something that is not upright, they will attack you. I do not I do not view that any sensible person will not condemn what INEC have done on that 25th. After raising the hope of people that the election will go this way, we go this way, we go this way, going up and down the world to promise that the election will go this way, we go this way, raising people's expectation, giving people hope. And at the middle of election, they go otherwise. Even when they are being called to order, they didn't take that. So if anyone
Okay.
call himself celebrity or
Johnson,
public figure,
I
or
think
that they know, and they are not condemning that act, and they are celebrating because their preferred candidate is the one ruling the day, whatever
yeah,
they
I
have
get.
gotten.
Let someone else talk again, okay?
Okay.
Um, Tunde.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I'm pleased to be back here again. And thank you for inviting me, Mr. Paul. I'm sorry for coming a bit late. Let me say that starting from where Mr. Tosin stopped, I would not want to toe the line which he has told, but I want to partly agree with him in some sense. One is that being a celebrity, for the fact that you choose to be a celebrity and you've been doing that part of life, by now you're supposed to have got used to that kind of lifestyle. Criticism is part of the lifestyle of
Mhm.
a celebrity. So you should get
Mhm.
used to it. Just the way holding a public office also come along with criticism. Secondly is that if you know that you are bold enough to support a particular candidate, I feel that you should also be able to, you should be ready, you should be prepared for the kind of attack that will come from people or fans who are not supporting that same idea or that same candidate. And another thing is that I think it is high time that we grow up to a particular point in this country where people should have rights to their own opinion. People should be given the opportunity to choose whoever they like, whatever they want. Simply because we have a constitution that gives that privilege, that right to people, to citizens, the right to choose whatever religion you want, the right to vote whoever you want, the right to be voted for. These are all fundamental human rights enshrined in our constitution. So we should be open-minded to that point as citizens, that we know that people will, not everybody will agree with whatever choice of life we have choose to live, including the candidate we have choose to support. I supported Mr. Peter Obi in this election, but at the end of the declaration, he wasn't the one that was declared as the winner. I should be, as a citizen who is informed, I should be open-minded enough to be able to accept, for the meantime, what has been declared as the result. Simply because we have a constitutional court where we can seek a redress if we have some grey areas where we are not fine with in the outcome of the election. Instead of taking to the social media to criticize whosoever that choose to vote for a particular person, or whosoever that choose to celebrate whoever that his candidate is. What if it was my candidate that won the election? Will you expect me not to celebrate? Will you expect me not to be happy? So these people are happy because their candidate won. Although we might, in our own side of it, be looking at that victory as one that is not genuine. But for the meantime, that shows that we are citizens. It shows that we are mature and we are open-minded. What if tomorrow our wife in our homes or our children choose to face another religion different from our own, or hold a particular view that is different from ours? Are we going to separate them from us, or we are going to say that they are no longer our families? So this situation at hand and what we are having now shows, one, that we are still growing as a democracy, and secondly, It also shows on the part of the celebrities that are crying that it shows that they are not strong enough, they are not mature enough to manage that stardom that they think they have achieved. So for me, it is not about don't let those people who won celebrate because their victory is biased or is rigged, or those individuals uh, who are supporting a particular candidate maybe that won should not have their say. And then those celebrities who have supported them, they should know all along that politics is not just a mere game. It's a thing that will require your public image, your resources, and people who don't support you. After all, these persons that are attacking them now, they were once their fans. And they supported them even when they did something that is wrong, that some other persons are saying this thing is not good. This particular people that are criticizing them now supported them. So they should learn to enjoy both the good and the bad. That is the way politics is being run. Thank you.
All right, Tunde, thank you. Now, I would ask again as a follow-up question from both of you who think it is okay to go run an attack on somebody who because he has a public profile. You know, um, I think it is. I don't know on what basis that you would, or what grounds that would make it right to
See, I
go
remove
attack
my hand to
somebody
enter me.
the way it is done, or simply because that person is a celebrity, quote and unquote.
Who they do the
I
vote for
mean,
again?
what I mean, this
Not
is
just me.
like you when you look at democracy,
Both the
the
leader and
concept
your
of
player,
democracy,
both the
it
super.
means all citizens are they are equal, right? They are equal to
Might have been more
they
down.
should have equal opportunity to participate in election processes, which includes supporting whoever they choose to support, whether they collect money or they don't collect money. All right, but you're not saying that it is okay that they should be that people that such people's opinion should be quieted just because they are public faces. I mean, it's strange to me. I don't understand the logic behind it. Michael, is Michael there? Oh, it's not. Okay, Tosin. I mean, what is the logic in saying that
This is
somebody
something regarding that.
is a celebrity and that person should be attacked or should welcome other people attacking them simply because they are a celebrity? And what is the
Okay,
difference? What is the difference between attacking somebody online and attacking somebody in face-to-face environment? I mean, it
can I
starts
add
from
something
like
to
what you
that?
see during after the presidential election or in the US. It started online. If we condone it online, shouldn't we condone it in person? Or is it
What
not
I
human beings that are
said,
behind those phones and
what I said,
computer?
what I said is that at least it is online, and the difference between attacking someone online and offline is that if online they can just attack you, you read it and you move on.
No, you
Can you
don't
hear me?
just move on. It is against the
Okay,
law. It is against law. It
a
is called
minute now, a
cyber
minute,
harassment. It
a
is called
minute.
cyber harassment. So if it is okay, there will be
Mr.
no law
Babatunde
banning
have
that.
established, Mr. Babatunde have established something for us, that these people are celebrity and they have been exposed to this type of criticism before, and these same people that are attacking them now are the same people that were clapping for them before now. Now let me buttress on that. Being a celebrity, sometimes you don't even live the life of yourself. You are living the life your fans want you to live, being a celebrity. That is one. Another thing
So,
is,
so they should vote for whoever
allow me a minute,
their followers
a
want them to
minute,
vote for.
a minute. That's I'm just buttressing on what you said. You mentioned that it is democracy,
Okay, see, let's
and
let's not
that
make it about the celebrity. Let's not make it about celebrity. Let's make it
okay,
about people insulting other people based on who they support. So let's forget about the celebrity, because the celebrity,
Okay.
as far as I'm concerned, is not important than me. Who is my name is Go, or my name is Jack, or my name is
Sometimes they have influence more
Epeyong, or
than
my name is
sometimes they
Abiodun,
have
and somebody
influence more
is
than us.
attacking me based on who I'm
Sometimes
supporting.
they have influence more than us. Sometimes they, most time, it is not even sometimes, most time they have influence more than us. And vote and politics, products and services sometimes is based on influence, is based on influence. That is why I said the business monkey see, monkey do. You have said that people should respect other people's opinion and who they support in election, either they collect money or no. This is why the society, this is why they will continually to get attacked. People cannot look away and watch you, a celebrity, or you, a
Unfortunately,
fellow
Tosi,
citizen. A minister.
I'm not going to let you use this platform to say it is okay for people to attack other people.
No,
I won't condone it, please. It is not right. It is because it's against the law even. See, I understand the concept of harassment online. As a social worker, I know what it can do to people. It can literally send people to hospital. Okay, and you are saying it is okay. It is. I don't understand the logic.
can I land on my contribution? You have said that it is okay for celebrity or citizen to support anyone they want to support in an election, whether they collect money or no.
For
See,
whatever reason they want to support whoever
minutes,
they
for
support. It's none
whatever
of your
reason,
business.
when people
You
see
don't
that,
determine the reason they support who they support.
when I've said in my opening and on this show, same tonight, that when people's lives are at stake, we should even be thanking God that they are only attacking them online. Until now, we have not have a country burned down. And I've
That's
said on
and I
this
am
same
saying that it is
thing,
wrong. It is wrong.
it,
No, Dustin,
it
I
is
will
wrong
not
to
let you.
you. It
I
is
will not
wrong to
let
you.
you.
People's life at stake. People's
No,
families' life at stake. People's marriage at stake. People have gone out of school for years and they cannot get job. And that
it's
is
because
not
you are
bad for
saying this
you.
because you don't
That is
understand
not
what
bad as a social
democracy
worker.
is.
And having a
You
politician
don't
that
have a clue about
is
what
not
democracy
worthy of
means.
that position is not bad. Having
Can
celebrities that
I
are
can I
supporting
come in here?
politicians are being
Okay,
paid for
Tunde,
is
let's
not
have
bad.
somebody
Can I
It's
else's
not
opinion.
bad.
can
Tunde,
can I come in here? Can I
I
People,
come
am
in here?
listening, please.
please let me
Can
land on my. See, if people are saying
Listen,
that you are
let somebody
supporting
else
a
speak,
corrupt
please. Let
politician
somebody else
and
speak.
they have since to have paid you,
Let somebody
and
else speak,
since to have
please.
paid you, okay.
Tunde, oh yeah.
all right. I think the conversation is getting heated up somehow, and like what we said in the last show, politics, until we take it out of emotions, we still have issues like this. It is not easy having your own candidate lose. And I think you gave us your own perception of what happened about 4 years ago, about 8 years ago, when your own candidate lost. And there is this particular candidate too who ran against President Obama, I think in his first bid, who spoke when there was an insurrection in the capital. He said that he has lost election before and he know how it felt. But there is this thing called uh, uh, statesmanship. It helps you. It helps you in such a way to manage your own emotions. That said, it's not only for statesmen alone, it's also for citizens. Apart from the fact that we have laws guiding us, we have we have such laws like freedom of information. We have laws guiding individuals' interests, protecting individuals in the public space, even on social space. So which means we cannot just come online or in physical to bully people or to insult people. But what was the thing that I said earlier? Let me re-emphasize on that. working as a public servant, as a celebrity, or as an accomplished person, or a philanthropist that people know in the public space, even as a family head, it comes with criticism. So, as much as I will say they should provide a shock absorber for that, because the office they are occupying comes with that. The same way, I will also say that citizens should also be aware that it is also is a crime when you begin to bully people, when you begin to insult people. Politicians, the government, they are the one that are charting this path which these citizens are toeing. If we have government recognizing touts, giving them positions in government, I will not mention names now, but I will say something close to it so that you can understand. Government like in Lagos State government, successive government have been toiling and embracing touts, and they've been giving them jobs, they've been giving them key positions in government. What do you expect? What do you expect of citizens when it comes to election period, when things are being heated up, when people emotions are high? You expect things like this. But nevertheless, we cannot take away the fact that our citizens are not educated enough. Being educated in this situation does not mean that you've been through school, or you are staying abroad, or you are staying in civilized economy. But what it simply means is that when you lose ability to be able to accept, ability to be able to accept other people's stand, other people's celebrate other people when they win, even at the detriment of you losing, shows that you have gone a bit further in being educated. And in all of these things that has just happened, it showed that our people are still running politics based on emotion. And so in the public space, what we expect young persons who have been through school is constructive criticism, constructive engagement. And when you look at constructively engage, so that is where we should be looking at it from, and that should be one of the job of this next government, to make to prepare our youth for an engaging society. So for me, it is bad that we have persons who begin to bully citizens because they've choose a particular way of life, or they've choose a particular faith or religion, or choose a particular candidate in this regard. There are laws that goes against that globally and nationally, and so we should respect that as well. But then I will also fault our government. They give room for these things. Let me stop there.
All right. Thank you. I think I want to make it clear for the purpose of other people who would see this video, that we don't condone people going to harass people, whether in person or online, whether for political purpose or for whatever reason it is. We do not support this because it is against law. And as a social worker, I understand how it can affect people mentally. It can actually make somebody land in hospital when you do that, for whatever reason, whether your emotion is, whether you think somebody is at stake, or whatever it is you think is at stake. It doesn't give you right to go and harass anybody or to go and insult people online. Somebody you don't know, you begin to call them names for whatever reason. It is wrong. It is against law. It is against human dignity. It's against even everything that has to do with democracy, because democracy gives individuals the right, the opportunity to choose and support and canvass for whoever they want to support. And that does not give other people who do not feel the way they feel the right or the legitimate power to think, oh, we can castigate you, or we can cast you down. It doesn't. And I'm not going to support that. And I'm not going to we are not going to do that on this. I don't know what happened to Michael. Maybe Nigeria happened to him, or I don't know. Anyway, let's round up now. Tosin, your final word.
I don't know what to say. Okay, now I've said in my opening also, I said a lot of what in my opening, and if anybody is not paying attention, it's not my problems. I've said in my openings that I don't support people attacking each other, and that before the election, during the election, and after election, I have made a lot of content, posting it out there on social media, and also be interviewed by national TV in Nigeria. And in all my content and my interviews, I have not supported anybody attacking anyone. But that being said, I've said that when people's lives are made difficult and the election they see hope in, the electoral umpire shatter that hope, there will be a reaction. If any celebrity or anyone is not saying that and is not condemning the action of INEC, then it is up to you. If you have not condemned the way that election was conducted, if you are not holding INEC accountable to conduct a credible election, but you are there, want to condemn citizens' reaction, then it is up to you. See, INEC is the problems. INEC is the problem in this election. And if anyone that is supporting any candidate that is winning the election, if anyone wants to take it upon themselves, it is up to them. But what I feel we should do is everyone should hold INEC accountable to the conduct of the election they had on the 25th of February. Is that how they say that election will go? You that you're supporting any candidate and you are happy the way things have gone, if your candidate lose out, will you still have the same stand? That is for people that are out there. So I'm not supporting anybody attacking anyone. And what I'm saying is, I want a just society for me, myself, family, my friends and loved one, and the community as a whole. And election remain the only viable means of replacing leaders all across the world. And if the electoral college in Nigeria are behaving the way they are behaving,
there is no electoral college in Nigeria. Electoral college is only there's no electoral college in Nigeria. The electoral college only happens in countries like US.
That's the institution now. Okay, if INEC have behaved this way they have behaved on the 25th of that last month, and every right-taking Nigeria is not calling them to order, but that person want to call to order Nigerians that are posting or commenting their grievances online, then you should judge. You should be the judge. You should judge yourself. You have not called INEC to order, but you want to call citizens to order. INEC that more than 200 billion naira was given to them to conduct election, but they conducted what we have last week Saturday as election, and you have not condemned that act, but you want to condemn the act of a citizen that do not even know what is going to hit tonight. You want to condemn the act of the citizen that the life of his family is being shattered, and you see hope in that election, and the shatter is hope, but you want to condemn him for his celebrity. It's up to you. But for me, I will not take what INEC did that on the 25th. It is not up to the standard they have promised. The INEC chairman, Mahmoud, he is even, this election is worse than the one in Hebrew Boris Imuabi, what is the name of that guy that conducted the election in 2007? It is worse than.
Has there been any election in Nigeria since 1999 that has been described as credible?
Yes, 2015
Which one?
election was credible. 2015
Really?
election was credible, and that is the reason the INEC chairman that time is able to walk tall among all INEC chairman we have had in Nigeria. The INEC chairman that conducted the 2015 election is still walking tall in Nigeria till today.
The only election in Nigeria that has been described as credible was the one that the ill-fated
The
June 12th
1993
election.
election.
The
After
June 12th
1993 election, we can now talk about 2015 election.
The 2015 that Jonathan said he agreed just because he does not know Nigerian soul. I mean, no Nigerian blood.
No, it is not because of that. No, it is not because of that. 2015 election was credible not because Jonathan, the sitting president, conceived defeat. 2015 election was credible because before the election,
Jonathan did not agree.
Emily, please
Anyway,
let me talk.
You have been talking for over 6 minutes.
No, let me talk. No,
You have been talking for 6 minutes. I want us to go, please.
Credible. No, sir. You said 2015 election was credible because Jonathan conceded, and that is not true. That is not
I'm
true.
asking you, it's a rhetorical question.
That what?
That it was if the election was credible, why did the sitting
Why
president?
the 2015 election was credible and you are interrupting me? Please just let me. 2015 election was not credible because the sitting president conceived this feat. 2015 election was credible because before the election, there was an electoral act that was introduced, and that card reader will be used for the election. And during the election, card reader was used, and the sitting president see that card reader was used, and that is why he conceded the defeat. If during that election card reader was not used, the president that time will not also concede defeat. If people want to win election, they should win it free and fair, so that the mouth of opposition will be quiet, not winning in the assembly that we have on Saturday.
Well, you see now, Tunde has left. I wanted
his network left, not him left. His network is allowed. So if the election was won because the promise of INEC was fulfilled during the election. They used and this 2023 election, INEC said they are going to use Behaviours, and they didn't use that. And every right-taking Nigeria is not condemning that, but they want to condemn citizens
that
are
showing in this election.
People's comments.
Did they not use Behaviours in this election?
They do not use Behaviours to compute the result of the election.
But does it mean that they didn't use it at all?
Where did they use that to compute the result of the election? What was the promise they made before the election?
Okay,
did you watch what the INEC chairman, his speech at the Chatham House? What he said at the Chatham House was the same thing they deliver on the election day. If you are not condemning that, but you want to condemn as a social worker, you want to condemn the reactions of Nigerians in people's comment section.
If that comment is something that can endanger other people's life, I have the right.
And you are not condemning the electoral act. What is
aggravating? Let somebody else talk. You're not the only one here, please.
Not condemning that, then you don't have any right. You don't have any grant to condemn people's comments.
Okay, I hear you. Let Tosin talk. I mean, Steve, Tunde talk.
I think I appreciate the fact that the debate was like this. Is like this night. Simply because all along.
Wait, Tunde, was Behaviours not used in this election?
To compute results.
Yes, results. We use Behaviours.
These are your analysis that get people that when people comment now, you say they are commenting. Was Behaviours used to compute results? Now, what is the use of Behaviours if they are used for face recognition and fingerprinting and they are not used to transmit results? What is it not the transmitting of results that usually cause electoral malpractice in previous election? Is it not transmitting of result that usually cause malpractice? Is it not when they compute result at the state level that they change figures? So
let somebody else
If the
talk.
game changer was that they will use beavers to transmit the result, did they use it? So you don't even see anything wrong in that election. And I cannot even participate in this kind of discussion also.
Okay.
If you don't see anything wrong in that election that they don't use beavers to
Tunde,
transmit
please
the
talk.
result,
Let's
then
round up. At
this
least we've
conversation
tried.
is still not even worth it. It's not
Uh,
worth it.
uh, let's end this show. Let's end this show. The issue is this. I love the fact that we are actually having a real debate this evening. And that is one of the reasons why we have this platform. Is opinion sharer, for goodness sake. Everybody is entitled to his own opinion. And I'm very pleased that Mr. Tosin has shared his own opinion. But the issue is this: there are known facts, there are issues of law, there are issues of rights. We cannot encroach on those ones. As much as every individuals, every Nigerians have rights to vote, have right to be voted for, they also have that obligation to work within the confines of the law. That said, next Saturday, there's an election upon us. There have been a lot of discussion in the public place, a lot of engagement going on. Like in Lagos, we've been hearing someone is not a Lagosian. We've been hearing recently about 2 days someone is a rapist. All of these things, these are conversations you see during election time. But above all things, we must understand that we are citizens. We are not politicians. We are the one hiring these people. And so, just the way as a good HR, we want to employ the best hand for his principal, the same way we citizens must have this open mind, a plain mind, when we are looking at these persons contesting to occupy positions of authority in our country. We cannot take it away from the fact that we all have our own candidate, our own preferred candidates, and we cannot take it away from us. But the truth of the matter is that at a particular time, there's going to be one winner. But the way a country move forward is that at any particular election, some persons will have to concede defeat, not because actually they accept that they lost the election, because by the time we get to Supreme Court, if those people contesting this election, they were told, if Supreme Court tells them that they actually lost the election, deep in their mind and in their conscience they will still tell you that they didn't lose the election. But the issue is that the country must move forward. So for a country to move forward, some people have to concede defeat. The winner have to work according to the promises he has already given to the citizens. And those who concede defeat must also work actively as opposition, so that we can have a better society. Above all things, we must also accept the fact that we have made progress. Forget the fact that INEC promised us that they are going to make use of beavers to transfer to do result transmission, and they didn't do that. But now, if they had done that, we will have been a step further. And even now that they didn't do that, we also is a step further, because a particular party has gone to court and said, no, we want this particular beavers to transmit election result. Now we will have that come Saturday. So we can only build on the progress we have made. Don't let us do, because of our differences, think that we have not made any progress as a country. We have made progress. And on that note, I want to thank you for inviting me. It is opinion sharer. We are all entitled to our opinion, provided it's within the confines of the law, both nationally and globally. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tunde. Viewers, we thank you for watching this heated discussion tonight. It's opinion sharers, and people are free to hear their views. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we say we don't corrupt the communication. We don't dish out information that are that would make that can actually hurt other people. That is why we try to manage it as much as possible. So hopefully, God willing, we will be here again next week. Thank you very, very much. And it is bye bye from all of us here.